As a part of our third grade measurement unit, one of the topics that we do go into is line plots. Line plots show how frequently something occurs by displaying data on a number line. And we have an example of a line plot right here. So for this line plot, we're looking at cups of sugar and recipes. Each of these fractions includes the amount that was used in that recipe when they were measuring out sugar. And each of those X's represents one vote, or in this case, one recipe. We can see we go from 0, counting up by fourths, all the way up to 2 whole cups. One thing that we also look at when we're talking about line plots is different types of questions as far as interpreting the data from the line plot. One question might read, how many recipes called for more than 1 cup of sugar? So what we would have to do in that problem is we would look at all of the amounts that are greater than 1 cup, starting at 1 1/4, 1 2/4, 1 3/4, and then 2 whole cups. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes or 5 recipes that used more than 1 cup of sugar. Another question might be, what was the least amount of sugar needed in any of the recipes? For this, we would look at the amount of X's or recipes for each of the cups of sugar. We have 1/4 that only has 1, 1 1/4 that only has 1, and 1 3/4. All of those have the least amount of sugar needed for the recipe. And one more question, how many recipes are represented on the line plot? For this question, we would need to count up how many recipes are marked by each of the individual X's. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So there are 15 recipes that are being shown in this data set. One thing that we also look at as well as a part of our measurement unit is measuring different objects. Right here I have one of our rulers. As you'll see, our ruler doesn't start at 0, it's not marked. But when we would measure, we would use that first line right there. We're not going to line an object up with the edge of the ruler itself because that's not worth anything. We need to line it up with that first mark right there. And then this ruler is going up by inches each time, all the way up until 39 at the other end. When I would go to measure an object, what I would need to do, in this case I'm going to measure one of our books. If I wanted to see how long the book was, I would line it up not with the edge of the ruler itself, but with the first mark there, so I'm hanging over just a little bit. And then I would go down and I would see I'm just past 7.5 inches.